I don't think I've ever talked about a car this long on the second row seat. So that is another great way of the car communicating with the driver. The light should work anytime soon. There we go. Wow. Welcome to Cars in Korea. I introduce newly released Genesis Hyundai and Kia cars. And the car I have right next to me today is 2024 Genesis G80 facelift, 3.5 turbo all-wheel drive that's got the loaded option. It pushes out 380 horsepower. I actually do have a video on this car inside out, and I also shot a video comparing it to that of the G80 Sport. So technically this is not the top of the line, I guess. For the exterior and interior review, up close detailed shots of those, please feel free to check out the video that I shot on the media preview day right on the card above. But I want to give you a brief quick tour about the exterior interior POV drive and also the test drive of this 2024 Genesis G80 facelift. Before you drop me that question wondering what is the difference about this G80 facelift, I can actually walk you through it right now because there isn't that many, to be honest. But on the front is where the abundant changes have been made. First and foremost is this MLA, which stands for Micro Lens Array. So if you do take a closer look at the headlights, each of these cubes compose altogether a headlight. Therefore, it provides a beautiful IFS, intelligent front headlight system. Well, ever since the G90, that's got this MLA for the first time, but also the pre-facelift had somewhat IFS, but it does not come close to that of this MLA, to be honest. You will see plenty of that on my night POV test drive, so do check that out later in the video. After the MLA, the front grille. So for those of you Genesis fans out there, you guys probably have noticed it already. G-Matrix pattern, the double layered grille. We also saw that on GV80 facelift as well as GV80 coupe. There's also a video on that one, so feel free to check that out. Grille size essentially remains the same. However, when you do take a look at the lower portion, the grille opening is actually stretched all the way down to here. And this design, something that we've seen before on a GV60, I want to say. So it seems like Genesis is bringing all this garnish, the side air curtain, as their design, and they are cut open and it's functional. So what this helps with is getting rid of the dirty air by controlling the pressures created around the wheels. By sending out the air this way using the duct helps with the MPG and the performance overall. The takeaway here is that it's not just for the looks, but it actually does work and it is practical and functional. And come this 2024 model, this is the ultimate facelift because it was just the minor things that's been upgraded throughout the course of the first introduction up until this point. But this car got the most upgrade inside the interior. Again, I went through it in the previous video, but as I get to test drive, spend the whole day, literally. But before I move on, I definitely want to show you the rear as well. So let's go check it out. I will also show you the different dynamic welcome lights that G80 has. Before I move on to the rear, I also want to recap on the wheels as well. No surprise, it's a facelift. Therefore, we got a facelifted and brand new wheel design on this car as well. What do you think about this double layered 5-spoke wheels? When I first met this car, I immediately pointed out that this is going to be my personal favorite wheel, and that hasn't changed. Genesis G80 actually gets 5 wheels total, ranging from 18s all the way to 20s. The test driver I have today is the loaded model once again, the 20-inch wheels, staggered setup. So the front tires are actually 245/40/20 I see right on the front. The big 4-pot calipers now come standard in all of the trims all across. The rear caliper is the good old same 2-pot calipers, but it's got the metal sheet cover, that Genesis logo written on it. I like that touch because I just am not a big fan of that bare naked calipers, especially a small size ones. It's 275/35/20 on the rear. So it has different wheels and sizes on the front and rear, hence a staggered setup. Slapped around in P0 all season, and you get a variety of choices for the tires. The tires also contribute a lot to NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. That is also made possible with this Genesis exclusive tires. You can see it on the GOE right here, meaning the tire has been developed for a specific request and requirement given by the manufacturer. In this case, it will be Genesis. So you can find actually a lot of that from like Mercedes. You will also see the tires from Hyundai N cars. Just a little bit of extra information there. The car is all fired up and running. As you can see, it is the water dripping out from the exhausts. If you don't get the G80 Sport, regardless of the 2.5 and 3.5 turbo I am driving today, all of the exhausts are hidden. As you can see, exhausts are there, but you don't see that by looking at the exterior of the car. Instead, Genesis brought over the crest design, wrapped it around that chrome. I love the use of the chrome on Genesis, where they need to be, the great amount of use. And inside is the high gloss G-Matrix pattern, the reverse cams right here, and the LED lights, the exact same taillight that we saw on pre-facelift model. I love that wing, the crest design. If you didn't know, I say it every single time in my Genesis review, but bear with me. There's always someone new watching my video for the first time. It's extended wings of the Genesis crest and emblem. And in the middle where the trunk button is, that's actually the shield that we see on the logo, the emblem of Genesis. This has been added so you can now see the height of the trunk when it's open during the nighttime for the oncoming traffic, as well as the emergency kit right here. Lift this up, you will see the fire extinguisher as well as emergency puncture kit. It's been some time that Hyundai Motor Group did not put spare tires on their cars. Well, that's for Korea domestic market. Check with your local dealership. It will vary depending on the market. Fabric finish, even on top of the trunk as well. Definitely luxury you can find from the Genesis. Grills on the sides, keep your items intact. 424 liters of the space. So it's not the largest trunk, I'll be honest and blunt. A lot of space is actually reserved for the interior. So let's go check that out. It's so much warmer inside. Pardon me if I've been wearing gloves and my coats and all. It is quite cold here in Korea. Now, this is amount of space I get inside the rear seat. Believe it or not, G80s do get chauffeur driven here in Korea on and off. Just look at this. Isn't this a beautiful, beautiful interior, by the way? Oh my God. Absolutely love the Genesis interior these days. I mean, I do love their bright interiors. You know, bright interior colors, you can never go wrong with that, regardless of the brand. But that's not everybody's #1 choice, to be honest, right? So if you think that monotone black is a little too dull, why not give it a try with this combination? I will include the precise name on the screen right now. The premium Napa leather seat, the quilted patterns. It's all manual, but there is at least the shade like this. The G90 does all that automatically, but there is something automatic too here. Check that out. Love, gotta love that. I mean, it's not a new tech, but I absolutely love it. And it's just because I see it, that is the rear view cam for the built-in camera 2.0. It is the onboard camera, but it will also record your audio and you can review it, download it on Genesis app as well. So all self-explanatory buttons on the rear, the heated and ventilated seats on both of the seats. Push it down several times for different levels, but if you didn't know, just press hold. The whole thing will turn off immediately. R has lit up, whereas the L is off. So that means you have all of this to yourself. I've been saving that deliberately. And right here is the armrest. You also get wireless charging pad for even the second row seats. And nice C-type charging ports, 2 of them right here. And the ski through right here, just like so. And it's now time for me to check out this rear display right here. And well, let me close the door. A soft closed door feature. Gotta show it to you from the outside as well. So, just like that. That's a nice thing to have. You know, the rest of it is taken care of by the car. Of course, it's been applied on all doors, and I have deliberately been saving this till the last, of course. It's actually this remote along with this display. Isn't this a gigantic display? The remote controller, and it's got the nice suede finish to it. So it is the same material fabric used on No, it's not same, but it's almost same. The headliner here feels much more luxurious, but it does have that Alcantara texture feel to it. You get a nice, good, firm grip. I love that. You can see there's the Netflix, YouTube, and all the other rest of the buttons are self-explanatory. Press on this left and right. And what I found out is the setting here is independent from the driver's seats because I actually have set that to in English, but you can see it's all in Korean right now. You can easily tilt this monitor up and down to desired position. You can see it's been changed to right screen, left screen. So now the remote is all mine. Netflix. Push of a button, you get to go inside. It's off topic, but there are a lot of Korean Netflix series. Which one is your personal favorite? Well, I know it's gonna be Squid Game. But besides the Squid Game, if there's any Netflix Korean show you know of, what is your favorite? The Attack on Titans. So let me just play this. And oh, I have to verify my age for that. So I do not know about that, but that looks very Koreanish. So let me show this to you. Oh, wow. The display is really nice. Before I get any copyright strike on my video, I want to set it to mute. So 14.6 inch, that is almost as big as, that is a laptop size. On the right is my phone, which is iPhone 14 Pro Max. So it's not a small size screen when it comes to smartphones. You be the judge, see it for yourself. Wow. Oh wow, there's a whole tab on the test drive on YouTube. So that is the list of a whole YouTubers here in Korea. And I think that is the same car I'm driving right now. So is it going to be, oh, it's also touch sensitive. Yeah, I woke up the tab, right? So it is of course touch sensitive. So you can set that to, wow, just look at that. Just check out how responsive that is. Cars in Korea, there we go. Soul Tuner, that's a beautiful Z video, by the way, check it out. Just because it popped up. Going to my channel just like that, and yeah, wow. Just see how responsive it is? So it is almost like a smartphone level, I want to say. It is very smooth. So maybe YouTube is set in Korean, so I see a whole bunch of Koreans here, but let me roll down the second row window. As it goes down towards the end, it actually slows down. It's the same thing when it goes up, slows down when it's near the end. So another luxury factor. Double laminated acoustic glasses, of course, it comes standard on all Genesis, adds on to and contribute a lot to NVH as well. My video is up and running, and wow, I wonder where you pull the data off from. The UI here is actually the same as what you see pretty much on YouTube videos too. Oh, just like that. Those of you guys dropping comments on my channel, and I always try to get back to you. So you see, just like that. So do drop comments below. I love communicating with my viewers and subscribers. Perfect time for me to just switch this to the left controller. And now you see, let's hit Netflix on this one too. Wow. So you see, it's individual screens and monitors. Look at that. So it just pops up super quick, fast, and responsive. You can actually connect it to a Bluetooth device. So you can have your own headsets and earphones. So have this whole place for yourself. You have nice little cinema all for yourself. USB port as well as the HDMI, so you can connect it, hook it up to whichever the device you have. Watch the content on that device right on this screen. This looks amazing, wow. All this time, the monitors that we've been getting on the second row seat, I'll be blunt and honest, they were quite useless, but not anymore on this G80 facelift, as you can see. You can probably see the crisp, vivid display even on the second row seat through that GoPro right now, right? It's just amazing. So it only supports up to 1080p. My videos go all the way up to 4K. It might be the display, but I'm pretty sure it has got to do with the YouTube app. Play a Netflix series. That does look like 1080p as well, but it is much better compared to my video versus that. So I think you get better resolution on Netflix than the YouTube. What do you think the experience would be like on the second row seat? of the G80, just going on a long distance, I would love to sit on the second row seat. I love driving cars, and that's how I ended up being an automotive YouTuber. But sincerely, for the first time ever, I actually would have split opinion having my butt on the second row seat over the driver's seat. I'm lying. I'll have more fun in sport mode with the G80, but this is amazing. How quiet, serene, cozy it is inside this G80 facelift. Great amount of effort and resource on the NVH. Even the headliners here, the material, the fabric, and the way the noise bounces off. The list goes on and on. The Genesis does a perfect job getting rid of those such. You probably see those tiny circle things. And also right here, it says acoustic control, right? So what this is, you get this when you upgrade it to the premium sound system, the Bang & Olufsen on the facelift. Unlike the Lexicon, it's got the pre-facelift model. You get the active noise cancellation system. It's essentially the same as the wireless earbuds that we use. It actually uses the counter frequency in order to cancel out the noise coming into the cabin. That is very worth the money, especially when you plan on owning and driving this car for some time. I strongly recommend that you include that in your options. I don't think I've ever talked about a car this long on the second row seat. It truly is amazing. Wow. So self-explanatory. I'm not going to miss out the second row AC vents. The buttons are here. Air vents right here. I've been too busy showing my YouTube video, I guess. Wake this up. You can actually go through this. Well, it's my first time too, so I have no idea what's going to pop up, but I'm pretty sure it has the app exclusively for this Genesis system. All this app you see, it's actually for the Korean domestic market. You will get all the latest apps according to your market. So this is all Korean. I can go into the entertainment. I guess this is the all apps available at the moment. The Genesis G80 facelift gets CCIC. It's different from the CCNC that we get on Hyundai cars, but it also gets the wireless updates. And just recently, it's got the latest updated with the animation graphics, which I'll include right now. Looks absolutely amazing. Genesis just kills and nails it. What do you think? Let me know in the comment below. So rear climate, you can do so easy, very direct and intuitive, and that's when the AC turns on. Even the rear seats are individually controlled, whereas the left one remains shut off. Automatic climate control even for the second row seat. Shows the outside temperature too. All of this I will go through in the secondary, the manual, the owner's manual and guide video. So feel free to watch that video if you want to find out all about it. If you just pause the video right now, it's all self-explanatory. You can find out. So you can customize the buttons here. So that is for the star button right here. That is really important to me. Like, I'd rather not use any displays if they're not fast, but before I lose the sun sitting inside the second row seat of this G80, I gotta go to the front seat and tell you about the rest. But another luxury factor right here, a coat hanger. Let's go show you the first row seat and the driver's seat. Just look at that. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. Don't want to miss a thing here. Genesis kick plate. Oh, I can actually feel some texture for your document and just the quick compartments. And nothing here, unlike Genesis G90. A beautiful C-quarter glass though. And just look at that paint, just the flakes. You see? It's absolutely beautiful. So the test driver I have is the Tasman Blue. And the color of the interior is the maroon brown / forest blue two-tone. So I'll show you more about it on the front seat. So you can see that two-tone right there, right? Found on the steering wheel as well, included with the top trim. Wow. So you see the headliner here. Oh, now you are brown. I did not know. With a good sunlight and lighting, the headliners even. It seems like it's a beautiful taste with the Tasman Blue. It just goes along with it altogether beautifully. The design is certainly different from the pre-facelift model. It's all touch buttons right here. Haptic feedback on all of them, so you know you pressed it. And also there's the rear. You can control the rear AC. The knob is really luxurious too. The AC vent, it is the beauty of the white space. which is the penetrating design theme and language of Genesis brand. Just look at the dashboard. It's the beauty of the white space everywhere. This display has been lowered compared to the pre-facelift, providing much clearer line of sight, easy to interact. You can almost reach the top corner of the display now. Most of the important buttons are all the way up to here, where I have no problem of touching and operating. Leaning forward just a little bit, I can actually touch that. And the reason why I would like to encourage you to use the navigation from the car is that Genesis will use the navigation and also your destination to provide the best handling condition possible. The car comes with electronically controlled suspension, which uses the road preview, which literally previews the road up on the front and provides you the best driving suspension setup possible real time. So that is number one reason why I would recommend you use the Genesis's navigation right here. Also, another beautiful part is, just look at that. I mean, I parked right in front of those rocks and wall, but so that is the AR augmented reality navigation. I will show you momentarily, but it also shows you with different colors if you have a traffic on your right when trying to make lane changes, etc. Using 12-inch HUD. It's nothing new. We also had it on the pre-facelift model, but it just works beautifully. That is the secret behind how I parked my car super perfect. Well, let me just show it to you one more time. Just pull up to the direction you want to go. See those guided lines? You can easily just park your car straight. And also you can see how much of the car is actually sticking out as well. Just like that. You can see the rear view, 360 view. And you can also set your vehicle color matching with the exterior color of yours in the settings, which is all included in the manual video, so feel free to check that out over there. As always, I am running out of the time and I went over just too many things. So let's go and do that test drive. So plenty of power, no doubt, coming from that 3.5 turbo. And I am currently also driving using the AR augmented reality navigation on. So you can actually have all of the information here. You can see the forecast, everything, navigation, the power distribution as well, since this is the all-wheel drive. Adaptive smart cruise control on and works like a charm, even in the cities like this. HDA2, this Genesis G80 has gotten, along with HOD, hands-on detection. You do not need to put the torque feedback into the steering wheel for the car to know that you have your hands on the steering wheel. So that is a huge plus, especially when you are going on a long city drives. If you've been there, you guys precisely know what I mean. And this is the 27-inch OLED display, a unified display. It is no two different screens put together. There is nothing split in between. And toggle through different drive modes here, you can see it's using the whole display as a navigation. Stretches down to all the way this far actually. I see information details on the cars even up until this point right here. You can set it to 2/3 or the entire screen. Comes with the BVM blind spot view monitor, of course, hooked up with the blind spot alerts as well. I even see the navigation pointing down to all the way to this point. Wow, I am gonna love this feature for sure. I'm about to lose the sun, no surprise. Well, let me turn off. Well, first and foremost, wow, even the navigation is now going black, meaning it's the evening and nighttime. It looks even better now. It has the neon theme during the nighttime. So it actually stretches all the way down to here, the far left to the screen. When you actually do have a direction going there, I can tell immediately this is the best part from the interior of this G80 facelift and the future Genesis to come. Right here, you can toggle through using these buttons, augmented reality navigation, and you can see other menus, infotainment system. You can have another navigation here on top of the main display on the right, just like so. Hold press this button right here and you can actually make that go away and have the whole display too. You can also toggle through and pull up different information, how long you had the engine shut off, the distance, MPG. So swipe up and down in order to get those messages. So if you go left, you can pull out that weather, and up and down in order to go into more detail, just like so, 2-to-3 split. Now you only have the minimal display for the driver, while you have a whole bunch of other navigation infotainment system from the passenger view. I am genuinely surprised and mesmerized by the display. And of course, you can turn on these parking view cams and other buttons right here to activate all that. So this 27-inch monitor, I can go on and on about it. The car is not too light, but it's not too heavy either. It is just slightly over 2 tons, and it is an adequate power for you to have fun, good-spirited drives. Facelifted G80 also gets a lot of subtle changes that you literally cannot see with the bare eyes. That is, the stabilizers are different, and also it uses the hydro bushing that Hyundai Motor Group has been using a lot on the latest facelift and upgraded cars, which definitely certainly adds on a lot to the drive of the car. 3.5 turbo model also gets an upgraded upper and lower arms as well. I have the AR navigation on. It is recognizing the vehicle in the front. So that is another great way of the car communicating with the driver, letting me know on a visual level as well that the car knows what's happening in front of me. And I can use the automatic lane change right here. It's been activated, and you will see that the green lights with the lane change light comes up, and once the car makes the maneuver, I can let go. The rest is taken care of by the car itself. You can see all of this on the display. That 12-inch HUD is gigantic. You see all the necessary information. Coming up ahead is a bit of a tight turns and corners, so putting the car into sport mode, I feel the bolsters squeezing in, kind of letting me know I got you. So let's actually throw it on the corners, and I know the car is fully capable of this, and I drove on this lane a lot of times, so easy peasy, no problem. Oh my god. So you see how fast I was throwing this car into the corners and turns. All right, so right here, I'm not gonna go super crazy, but let's measure a bit of the acceleration here, how fast the car picks up the speed. Of course, well within the speed limit, but I wanna show you what it feels like, the power this thing has. Let's go. And all that sound you heard is straight from the engine. So I did actually shut off the active sound design, which is the artificial sound coming into the cabin. So that was all engine roars that we just heard. I want to show you a bit of a spirited drive. Meet you over there. The light should work anytime soon. There we go. Wow. Oh wow. And oncoming traffic. Light shuts off, automatically turns back on.